Hi, I'm Harvey Hamer. I'm a writer across a range of mediums. So I write prose fiction, poetry, but also screenplays, comics, and most recently a video game.
Oh, yeah. The Down to the M fan game that you're working on with everyone, including myself. I think you found the Mini TDM channel and then you were interested in that topic. So it was great to have you on that team. So I thought I'll get you for an interview today because you're a great writer. I think you're the best writer that I know. So, if you could describe yourself in one word, what would that word be?
So thank you for saying that stuff before. I think the word would be world builder.
World
Um,
builder.
yeah, I think that's what I like to do a lot in my fiction, and also I've realised that's the kind of I enjoy reading and watching as well, like
Ah,
big fantasy
nice.
universes, sci-fi universes.
Ah, nice. What or who inspired you to become an author, and when did you start writing and why?
I think I've always liked telling stories. My dad actually started.
Have I lost connection? Harvey, I think you've lost connection. Hello? Unfortunately, we had a connection error, and you might have to say your answer again if that's okay.
Yeah, so I've always been a storyteller, and my dad started self-publishing when I was 10, and he definitely inspired me then to start telling stories outside of school, writing them down. And then when I was 12, I was a big fan of Minecraft YouTube,
Uh
and
huh.
I saw a YouTuber that I watched. Somebody had written a book about one of his modded survival series,
Yeah.
and I thought that would be a lot of fun.
But I assume the book, when you said that you had modded adventures, I assume the book was based on Dan TDM's modded adventures.
Yes, based on his Diamond Dimension series and also all of his videos at the lab, sort of
Ah,
combined them into a multiverse.
mm-hmm. That's nice. How many books have you published? Slash, do any celebrities know of your work?
I think I've published 30 books now. Some of them are collections. So obviously the biggest celebrity that knows my work is Dan TDM.
Yeah.
I met him in 2014. I'd written the first few chapters
Mm-hmm.
of adapting the Diamond Dimensions, and he put me in a more TDM vlog.
Hey guys, I'm just in my meet and greet on Saturday, and Harvey has made this really awesome gift. Check this out. Should I have a quick wave? Here's, you can't quite see it, but it's the full Diamond Dimension Volume 1 in like a storybook. It's incredible. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And then it kind of went from there. So the next time I met him at the same convention, gave him permission to publish the first one, and I carried on doing the whole first season of Diamond Dimensions, and then another series about the Watchers, and then a prequel series in another set of modded dimensions, and made a whole multiverse out of it.
I bet you were happy when
And
he gave permission.
very happy. I don't think he knew what he was getting in for, but he hasn't stopped me, and he's supported me along the way. I used to, when he did conventions a lot, every time I'd go along, have a new book to give him. And then during COVID, when he was streaming on Twitch a lot, I kind of check in with him then, because I think I wrote 5 books in 2020. I also had a lot of time. And yeah, the last one I did was an adaptation of his Misadventures series. I actually finished the story of Minecraft Misadventures when the Watcher comes back. I don't know how he feels about that. I haven't met him since then.
I mean,
But he's the main. I was going to say he's the main celebrity.
Mhm.
Another one more recently, I've met Dan Smith, the lead singer of Bastille, a lot.
Mhm.
And he knows about my writing.
Yeah.
And obviously my biggest success so far is writing for the official Star Wars magazine.
Oh, that's good.
So quite a few people in the Star Wars space at least have read my words, even if they don't know who I am.
Fair enough. That's the thing with writers. Like, you have these books, and then you don't really realize the humans behind the work. It's a shame, really.
Mm.
How do you come up with your ideas for your next book or script?
Most of the time, it's just things I see when I'm out in the world. I'm traveling in other countries or at museums, art galleries, just other things that I'm reading and watching. And then it's
Wow.
about deciding which of those ideas is good enough to pursue. Normally combining a few of them together, and then
Yeah.
you have something.
That's nice. So you like traveling around the world, I assume, and getting inspiration for your next book or script or whatever you want to write.
A lot of historical places that I've been normally give me lots of good
Oh,
stories.
nice. Can you give me any examples of places you've been? This is just an extra question. It intrigues me that you've travelled the world.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't go that far. But yeah, one of the most recent places was Rome. I went to Rome this summer.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, you can just walk down Roman streets as they were.
Yeah.
You know, just coming up with so many stories back in time with these different cults or different temples or just different people in the marketplace. You know, you can see where the different shops were still with their tables and their ovens and things.
Oh, wow. Do you think anyone could be a writer?
Yes, I think so. If you write something, you're a writer. So
Fair enough.
anyone
Like,
can do it if they put their mind to it. Yeah.
oh, nice. Like, generally, book writing, script writing, anything really, you think anyone can become a writer then?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, even if you never decide to try and pursue publishing it, I think it's always worthwhile to write something. You cover things about yourself, about your own creativity, and yeah, I think anybody can do it.
That's nice.
And should.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I was really interested in reading books, writing books, and that passion. I guess when you're a kid, you have passions that don't grow into adulthood passions. For me, it was writing books, but I had that interest, and sometimes it was just random little stories, and I really enjoyed it. And it's a shame that AI is taking over. And since the next question I'm going to be asking you, how do you spot the difference between an AI book and a human-made book?
Well, it used to be easier when AI wasn't so good and widespread and trained off lots and lots of stolen author writing. I'd say AI writing still misses that kind of the soul, I suppose, of human writing, the creativity, the little touches that you know it's coming from a real person.
Are you worried about the future of AI in the creative industry? For example, art, writing, anything really that is creative?
I am worried, but not too worried yet. I think there's still always going to be people creating. It's more a case of worried for the world at large now with AI, what it's doing to. I mean, what it's doing to the internet, but what it's doing to everybody who uses the internet. And also, of course, people who use AI are robbing themselves of the chance to grow, the satisfaction of actually working through something to create something.
True, because I've had people in my comments try and defend AI, say why it's so great, but it's like, you do realise there has been studies on AI and people who use AI, and people get dumber and become accustomed to AI because they constantly use it, their brain just gets fried. So it's hurting your brain more than anything else. So if you want to get into anything creative, don't use AI. And right, next one. What do you think about Amazon copies? For example, you publish a book, then a week later someone makes an AI copy with an AI cover, story and blurb.
Yeah, I mean, that's just straight up theft. And the thing with the Amazon books on Amazon, it was already enough as it was with lots of self-published books. With people actually taking even less time to kind of pump out a product by just using AI, it just ends the whole site and experience of finding new little authors that you might have fallen in love with their writing.
There was this book that went viral on Amazon because a YouTuber just wanted to test Amazon's book publishing. So they just had a book where it was filled with every word said Doug. Have you heard of a YouTuber called Doug by any chance? Basically, pardon?
I'll look into it. I'll look it up, but yeah, tell me.
So basically, he published the book, and every page it had Doug, and it's just his name, Doug, over and over again, and it's like 200 pages of the same thing. AI, a week later, saw that, copied the book, but they didn't copy it well. It was trying to tell the story of the YouTuber Doug rather than mimicking the Doug text over and over again. So it was a funny example of what Amazon copies do because they don't understand the contents of the book. So they try and have a look into the book and try and copy it, but then they get it completely wrong.
That's a very good point. AI doesn't understand anything.
No.
It's just going off what it thinks come next.
Speaking of AI again, what do you think about education AI books? For example, to educate school children in maths, English, or any school subject, and how that could hurt their learning or maybe help their learning.
Well, yeah, I definitely don't think it would help their learning. I haven't seen any detailed actual examples myself of this, but I think that's just a slippery slope towards, less and less kids learning to think for themselves. I mean, if the things that they're reading don't contain that, there's actually humanity behind it, then they're just going to start reproducing high quality things at an even younger age, understanding less and less about the world around them.
Yeah, so I volunteer in a charity shop, so I see like the books that get donated, and there's all sorts that get donated, and there are AI generated books that you can tell from a distance at the cover, the blurb, everything has been AI generated, especially in the gaming industry. I've seen AI generated beginner guides for games like Minecraft, Fortnite, Roblox, etc. What do you think of these AI generated gaming guides made by AI?
They're just people trying to make a quick little bit of money.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's no value in that. I mean, it used to be the old days. You'd get well thought out guidebooks that always had extra information in. They were themed around things.
Yeah.
And even then, there was quite a few unofficial guides out there, but at least they were created by somebody who had actually thought through structure to the book and done their research. Whereas now you don't even have to do your own research.
No, you don't. It's just AI generate everything, and you can tell it's AI generated because the Minecraft text looks way too realistic to say it's Minecraft. The Minecraft Steve looks at a place. It's weird, and you can tell it's AI, but obviously places like charity shops and stuff like that, they're still going to sell it because they're raising money for charity and a good cause, so they need to sell whatever books come through that shop. But it's a real shame that people are generating gaming content, gaming videos, and especially gaming books that are supposed to educate you on the video game and help you get through the game easily. AI can mess up and it can tell you to do something in Minecraft that you wouldn't usually do, for example. Or, yeah, I really don't like the idea of gaming books. Do you think AI has any benefits in the future in writing? If not, why?
It doesn't have any benefits, I'd say, in creative writing. Just because, the clue's in the name, creative writing, any sort of fiction writing or non-fiction writing on a specialist subject, I don't think AI will ever be as good as anything made by, it will never be as good as anything made by a real person. I do think it has its uses in, some scientific context, medical research, archaeology, and obviously it can do very useful things for people in those fields who need it to sift through a lot of information or something that no human could ever do. That's where it's got its good uses. But creatively, not only is it you're not doing it yourself, you're not thinking, you're not imagining, you're not creating.
True.
All the kind of things, AI art, AI fiction, are all based off things that were stolen without the creator's permission. So as far as I see, there's no future in that.
Yeah.
At all. Well, there shouldn't be.
Points completely, and I want to ask a bonus question that you probably haven't even practiced on. I want to see your mind whirring on this one, but I noticed AI in this probably around about 2020, 2021 before it all blew up into proportion. What do you think of AI grammar tools that don't change your wording but fix your grammar? For example, Grammarly.
Yeah, I was aware of them quite a while ago as well. I think they can be useful, obviously. It depends how they're trained. I don't really know. Grammarly in the olden days was trained compared to all the AIs you get now on your documents, on your PDFs and everything that's trying to tell you what to write. Also, if you're really worried about grammar and you want to be a creative, you want to put out a book that's, all grammatically correct, just ask somebody to read it for you. Or, if you have the money, hire an editor who really want to put out a good quality product.
Before this interview ends, if you could say anything to the viewers out there, what would that be?
I would say wishlist the Diamond Adventures on Steam.
Yeah.
And also, obviously, if you like Dan TDM and his stories, have a search for the Diamond Dimensions on Amazon, and you'll see I wrote way too many books based in that universe for you to enjoy.
But
yeah.
Today's been a really great interview. Thank you for your time, Harvey.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me on and talking about my writing and the problem of AI.
You're welcome, and hopefully I'll get this video out by Friday. Thank you once again.
Awesome. Thank you.